Hello and welcome back to another painting video. Today we're going to be painting our Heavy Intercessor for our Black Templars. And let me just double check that this is recording really quick because I pressed it, but okay it is. Okay, so the thing about Black Templars is they're black. So how do we make all of this as interesting as we can visually? So I think what we're going to do, we're going to start with a dark gray from Vallejo, and we're going to do like a dry brush over the whole thing. So let's get that. Let's get our Sephora dry brush. If you want a dry brush, go get some makeup brushes. They're really good. So now let's just kind of go over the whole thing. Just to give it more depth of color than just black. So that's good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to mix a little bit of Prussian blue into that. Actually, we'll probably mix a little bit of gray, medium sea gray, into this, just to get a little variation and a little lighter in our color here. So let's get a brush in there. Now that we got a lighter gray, black gray, and we want to take most of it off this brush. We're going to do an even lighter dry brush this time. And then just kind of so I'm pretty caught up on videos now, to where we're almost in real time now for me making videos and putting them out. So, you know, there might be, like I said in my my Friday update videos on the shorts, is that, you know, we're moving. So it's exciting, but there's a lot that needs to be done. Some white, matte white. So there might be a delay in videos. They might stop for a little teeny bit, just because I have a lot of stuff that I need to do. So just keep an eye on it for Wednesdays, and we'll see if videos are there. If they're not, they will come back. I have to just expect that, you know, they're gonna slow down a little bit. So we got some white now, and we're going to paint the inside of the shoulder pads. We're just doing we're going to do a couple thin coats, so that's why it looks like this. Same thing here, but we'll probably use a smaller brush because we want to actually avoid the Templar symbol there. So let's get that. So yeah, so moving is fun. Got lots of packing to do. Got lots of models to move. How do you guys pack your models for moving? I mean, do you just leave them in their transport case? What about all your other models that don't have like a home, like in a case somewhere? Like I have a whole bunch of models just sitting above me on this shelf. I do have a lot of foam from like old carrying cases that I usually keep around that I could pack them in, but they're not super fragile, so that's good. So we're just doing our best here, trying to avoid the symbol here. And then we're going to get the Aquila on the front as well. Sometimes they're gold, sometimes they're white. I don't know which one is which, because I think like the Raven Guard also have theirs as white. So might have to do some reference lookups later to see like whose is what, so that I get this right. Okay, so now the other side is probably dry again, so we can get our white paint again, our thinned white paint. And then we go back into here. I know this is riveting content for you guys. You're like, he's painting black and white. What is this guy doing? This is not a fun video. But you know what? I think it's fun. And probably not the only one playing Black Templars that this could be helpful for, so. So yeah. Okay. Now we're going to coat the, what colors do we have here? We're going to coat the bolt gun parts with a dark vermilion paint. This is another one of these paints that's really thin, so we're just going to do the top casing is red, because the Black Templars have red guns. So this is going to be another one of those, we got to do a couple coats kind of thing, so, because red paint is pretty thin. So, and this is okay if we go over some of the details here, so we're just gonna go through here, try our best not to hit the stuff that we don't need to. This, we want just the top part of this part here. And we'll get the part here. can get back there, we'll get, and then just come in there for that top part. And that needs to dry. We'll also coat the wax seal here on the purity seal. So let's clean that brush off. And then go back into the white here. And then clean up some of this chalkiness here. Same thing here. Just clean up the streaks as best we can. Alright, now we're going to go to gunmetal for a lot of the metallics while we're waiting for that red to dry, because we need it, but because it's definitely not going to just look like that. That would be crazy. So we're going to get the parts of this gun that are metallic. So it's going to be the barrel here, the little gas block situation that it's got going on. I did drill my gun barrel. You don't have to. People get mad when you don't. I don't know why. I mean, they're just like anything, everything has gatekeepers in some sort of way, right? So, but don't get bullied. If you don't want to paint it, don't paint it. I mean, don't drill it. You don't got to do anything you don't want to, as I keep saying. This is yours. This is not someone else's army. Don't know what that is, but I'm going to paint it that color. These are the casings. The bullets in there. I'm going to get the top bit here. Let's get the handle. Get the rest of these rails, as well as the front sight that he is not using, because we don't need a sight when you're just spraying bullets. And then I think we'll just do like some of these little bits and bobs here, as well as the bolt here, the inside of the bolt, and the clamp for the magazine. And then we gotta get the ejector hole right here. We'll leave it black inside. Then we're gonna try to get some of these hoses on the helmet. Like that. And then for this, we're going to paint the whole vent silver here, or gunmetal. Like that. And then we're going to paint just the inside and that little outer rim there with the bolt gun color. Okay, so now we can go back to the red, because that's had plenty of time to dry that first coat. And now we can go in here and clean up any overspill that we did with the gunmetal color. So we can just clean up. And it's a gun, it doesn't have to be perfectly clean. If you want some battle damage on it and some wear and tear, definitely could just leave it with one coat, or grunge it up with a wash of some sort, like a Nuln Oil or an Agrax if you want like more of a brown kind of grime on it. But generally you don't want rust on your guns, so I wouldn't put rusty colors on there. There's that. Let's put a little red on that little light there. And then also we'll try to get the eyes while we're here. The Black Templar do have like a pale red eye. It's not like a strong red eye. So just like a single coat of that works really good. Okay, so now let's go back to our, let's just go to like a straight, let's get a dark gray. And we're kind of going to clean up the, we'll mix it with a black just to get a little darker. We'll mix it just to clean up those black edges on our guy. On the shoulders mostly. So we're going to clean up the shoulder pads here. That. We gotta clean up the symbol here. Like that. And then this one, we did a pretty good job just keeping it kind of clean. Then we got some bits there. And we'll go back to the white here just to get any more of the spots that we missed. Just want to sharpen those edges as much as we can. So just take your time. There we go. Now we want our gold color, which is this brassy brass. Don't know if it's there. And this is going to go on some of the more like regal parts of this guy. So the adornments here, so we'll get that. Get the skull that's here. And then here the skull that's here. And then I want to get this whole thing. We're going to leave the Black Templar symbol black on the top. So there's that. Let me just clean up some of this. That got some of the stuff on it. Now we're going to go to a German camo beige World War II for the purity seal. It's a nice, like, worn canvas type of color for us, so put that there. And I'm noticing underneath here there is a kind of bullet hanging from him, so we're going to paint that with the casing with the bolt, the gunmetal color, and then the tip with the brass color. Now we got to do the pouches, which we'll do this leather brown. I can get it out of the tube. So we've got, there's a belt under here that we're getting, and then this big old pouch is presumably an extra magazine for the bolter. So we're trying to do everything with 3 colors. So this is going to be our base coat brown. You've noticed that we did 3 colors on the black armor, and now we're going to try to do, we have to bring the red up to 3 colors. The metallics we just keep 1 color, but bring the red up, and we'll bring this up as well. So we're starting with our darkest colors first here. So there's our pouches, base coated. And then now that the red is dry, I think we can even, so for colors we can count. We can do a red wash, that could be the 3rd color. So we use Reikland Flesh Shade over the red, which is a reddish kind of wash. It's usually for skin tones and stuff like that. You can also use it on the brass color to make it more gold in appearance, which is what I do a lot. We're just going to get all those little sections. We get through here, and we're going to get this brush with it. Just going to give more of a shine to that. And we got to let that dry. So while that's drying, we'll move on to the canvasy bits here. And that'll be, we're gonna go with a tan yellow color. And that's just gonna be like an edge highlight. On these. Right there. And then we can take a lighter red, scarlet here. We're just going to kind of edge highlight the top of that. And even though this is still kind of drying, it's okay. We can just get some of the edges here with this red. Just give it a nice kind of border. On it, a nice little outline. And then for the brown, we can go into this monster brown color. And we can do the same kind of thing. And let's just pick out the edges. You can even kind of cross hatch it a little bit to give like the illusion of texture. And then we'll go into that German camo beige that we used for the other thing to get these little guys painted. And we'll go back into the brass to get any of like the buttons on the pieces. And then now we can take a Agrax Earthshade wash and put it over that whole thing. But first we're going to do a Nuln Oil wash over some of the darker bits here. So let's just get some of this on our brush here, and we're going to put it over the Aquila thing just to keep its definition in there. Darken it. We're also going to do the same thing for the shoulder pad. You just want to darken it a bit. Same thing here. Just darkening our colors so we don't have like a pure white on this soldier model, which I mean, you can keep it pure white if you want. I don't know, might have messed it up, but, or that can just be a base coat actually. So now we're gonna go through the metallics here and just hit those also with this black wash. Just to dirty them up a bit. Same thing for the boosters. That's going to give those that detail back for you, or the jetpack thing, power pack. I don't know. Okay, and then now we can go into the agrax on the brown. Well, first we can do it over this. And then we'll stop it from pooling. You just want to give it a little bit of a tint. Okay. Now lastly, we're just going to go back in with the white and just leave the edges black, but bring everything else to the white. Thick. So just like that, and then bring this back more toward the white end of the spectrum here. And then go back into our black really quick because we did tap this. And then really quickly over the, just on the top of this guy, we're gonna add a pure white. But then, of course, we mess up, so like that. And that is how we paint a Black Templar Heavy Intercessor. As always, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.